see. Oh, excuse me. We have Galilee Blue. We've got Marianne Panda. You guys want to smell the panda? We've got Caramel Red. Who else? Oh, Bordeaux. We've got, oh, look at this one. This one's my favorite. The Full Star Red White. All right, guys, it's time to soak these anemones. Yes. Okay, so I can't soak the paper bags, obviously, so I transfer the anemone corms from the paper bags into these mesh bags that are just, you know, from tulip orders and stuff like that. And now I have to make sure that I have them labeled at all times. So I will take the sticker off the bag and put it inside with the anemone corms so that I know who is who. So I've got this sticker that says red, white. I'm gonna peel it off the bag. Now that I have the sticker and the corms in this bag, it's gonna go into the water, which is this kitty litter box filled with water. And drop. Hi flower friends, it's Nicole from Flower Hill Farm, and I am leaving the farm right now and I'm headed to the nursery because those corms that I just put in the water, I don't have any trays, and that's actually why I didn't do those corms yet, is because I ran out of trays. I did 2 rounds so far of Ranunculus. This is the first round that I'm doing of anemones. Now the trays are just at the nursery because they're at the nursery. So let's head to town, grab the trays, come back. I'll be doing a couple hour more waiting for those corms to soak, but for you guys, it'll happen just like that. Here, it's actually pretty sunny today. So the temperatures inside the greenhouses are comfortable. In just a couple weeks, all the plants will be here and we will have the heaters on and we will be hanging out here all day long. Okay, I have a ton of trays here. Some have holes in the bottom and some do not. So the ones that do not are the ones I'm taking home. This is a wreath that I made that has been on this wall for 6 weeks. It still looks gorgeous. And just like that, I would say it's been almost 4 hours. They've been soaking. I am gonna take them out and get the soil ready. For this soil, I'm just using a bag of Pro Mix that I just had lying around, honestly, and it's dry right now. I'm gonna add some water to it. I don't want it to be sopping wet, but I want it to be damp, and I'm gonna plant the corms in the damp soil and put it downstairs in the grow room. Got some warm water here. I like to use warm water, and I like to have a little bit left in that because guess what? I just stirred this up with my hands. I don't like my hands being dirty. Did you see that? There's like a stick. That's all right. That's enough. I don't need it to be, like I said, I don't want it to be sopping wet. I just want it to be a little bit damp. It's good enough for me. And I wash my hands. Perfect. Guys, I'm doing a little tallying up here of my space, and I have a little bit of a surplus of some anemones here. So I'm gonna go ahead and load up my website with some corms, and these I can ship right now. They're not impacted by cold temperatures. Oh my goodness, look at the corms for the, oh my goodness, I've got like 1,000 of the Caramel Reds. So I'm gonna go ahead and load up my website, and if you guys are interested, if you were late to the game and getting corms, I'm gonna throw them up on my website if you need them. Whew. Oh, this is my no makeup face. Sorry, my camera was dirty. Fresh face. Okay, so I have my tray with, I don't know, probably an inch and a half of soil in the bottom. It's the dampened soil. It is a little bit later. I had to make dinner and stuff. So we are back here. I'm going to get the 1 bag of the corms out of the water and then get to planting. It's super simple, super easy. And honestly, unless you got a bad batch of corms, you can't go wrong. Cut. How about that garage lighting, guys?
It's awful. Anyway, I'm editing this video the next day and I just wanted to pop on here because I anticipate some questions you guys are gonna have, especially if you're first timers. Number one, why am I pre-soaking the corms? Well, I'm pre-soaking the corms because it kind of brings them to life a little bit sooner. Is it absolutely necessary to pre-soak your corms? No. Do you have to bring them to life and then plant them in the ground? No. Can you plant the corm right in the ground? Yes, you can. How long do you soak your corms? Well, some people say 3 hours, some say 4 hours, some say 8 hours. I soak my corms about 4 hours, but guess what I've done before? I forgot about them and I've left them overnight and they were still okay. Check, make sure they're not soggy because you don't want them to rot while they're being woken up underneath the soil. Also, do you need to have running water? It's recommended. I do have a bubbler. I'm being lazy and this is just poor man's anemones. I didn't have running water and the running water is to prevent any bacteria from growing on the corms while they're soaking in the water. I'm really not concerned about it. I've done it both ways and I've never had a problem with any bacteria or like that growing. And if you don't have a hoop house, this is a question I've gotten a lot. If you don't have a hoop house, when can you plant your corms outside? Okay, so corms, ranunculus, anemones, tend to be okay down to 20 degrees Fahrenheit. If you have overnight temperatures that are 20 degrees and above, you're probably safe to plant your corms out. If you don't have those temps yet, do some research. You can find your local weather station will have compiled historical information about the weather in your area and look for the timeline when temperatures overnight tend to be 20 degrees and higher. You can plant your corms out according to the historical weather in your area. Always have frost cloth ready. If you can do low tunnels. They're inexpensive ways to keep your crops and protect them from colder temperatures. Lots of ways to do that. All right, back to the video.
Okay, I just grabbed this bag out of the water and open it up. See who we have here. Who is it? It is Full Star Blue. Full Star Blue is beautiful. I think I put 2 bags of 100 in here. So I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, this might not even take up a whole tray, but we'll see. Okay, so these are anemone corms, and if you guys have never seen them before, they basically look like little acorns. Some of them have a little, they look like little funnels. So the pointy part goes down, super easy. I'm planting these a ½ inch apart, 1 inch apart. I'm just going down the line. Okay, I just tilted my camera a little bit for you guys to see, but it's really hard to see because the corms are basically the same color as the soil. But I'm just going pointy side down and putting it right in the soil. I knew I was gonna have a hard time with the season because this is like the first time that I'm doing all of these things that I do every year without Grandpa's help. I'm sitting actually in the same chair that Grandpa sat in last year and started a lot of my corms. And I just know, I feel him with me all the time and I'm okay. I'm just doing exactly what Grandpa would want me to do. This might be too close together for some people, and some people put them in 72 plug trays or other different size plug trays, and that's fine. This is just, for me, the quickest and easiest way to plant a lot in a little amount of time. All right, I probably am gonna take up this, almost the whole tray with these corms, but let's see. All right, we're gonna go in supersonic speed now. Sometimes, like with this one, you can see the stem from last season. So it's obviously one that's got last year's stem on it, but it's got that nice triangle on the bottom, so it points down. I dropped a corm, do you see it?
No.
Found it. It's next to the dog bone. Okay, now I'm just gonna gently cover this with maybe 1/2 inch of soil and then bring it downstairs. Did you make any more noise? Do you think you could be noisier?
Yes.
Yes, he's gonna too. Thank you, sir. You may set it there. Thanks. Oh, it's steaming. Oh, it's hot. Thank you. Soupy. Honestly, I think that if these were planted sideways, upside down, and backwards, they'd grow fine because I literally watched Grandpa plant these last year and he just threw them in the tray and they were all fine. So, do you need to take the time to plant them all perfectly down? Probably not. It only takes a little bit longer, so I'm doing it. What is that? A micrometer. Micrometer. Why isn't it called a micrometer? Why is it a micrometer?
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to ask Merriam-Webster.
Why isn't it a thermometer?
Why isn't it a thermometer? Micrometer. Micrometer. Thermometer. I don't know, but I was listening to a podcast today with a British dude and he said vitamins. He takes his vitamins. I love accents. Diary of a CEO, by the way, if you're curious. With Stephen. Brilliant. Has brilliant guests. Highly recommend.
Highly recommend.
Highly recommend. He comes highly recommended. For me. Oh my goodness, I don't think I'm gonna have enough room. Start filling in the gaps over here. A sunflower seed? Been attacked. Okay, I've got too many.
There's some sort of seed.
Is that Lysianthus?
I don't know. The old ball on my toolbox.
That's Lysianthus. He's just found a vial of Lysianthus on his toolbox.
Doesn't belong here.
You should try to sell them to me. Clearly they were yours. Albino, written on this side. Ready to go. Got a little coverage. Put it in the basement. Oh, my slippers are gonna make an appearance. Hello. People ask me how much I cover it by. And I honestly don't even measure. I just kind of take a scoop, you know, an official Rubbermaid scoop. That's US metric standard size. And then do a couple dumps on there. I take a couple dumps. And then I just scoot it across. That's it. I would say probably an inch or so on top. Maybe 1/2 inch. Yeah, just a couple dumps. Now I still have some of the albinos left in the corner here. So I'm going to start the tray with the albinos and do a 1/2 and 1/2 with this one because there's a small amount in here. Who is it? Ooh, full star pink. Okay, so I'm going to start with the albino and switch to the pink. I only took up about 4 inches of the tray with the albino. So I'll put the pink but I will start from this side and leave a gap in between.
Okay, now I'm starting the pink on this side. I really love the full star. The full stars are the ones that are like a double flower, a double bloomer. The first time I grew one, it came in a mix, and I was just flabbergasted by the beauty of it. Really, like, I think it was blue. I think the first one I got was blue. Anemones are something I would like to grow more of, and I think this year I am growing more than I've ever grown before, just because honestly I've just been impressed by the stem length in the hoop house. It is so gorgeous, and they last a long time in the vase, so why not? Okay, now I'm starting the pink on this side. I really love the full star. The full stars are the ones that are like a double flower, a double bloomer. The first time I grew one, it came in a mix, and I was just flabbergasted by the beauty of it. Really, like, I think it was blue. I think the first one I got was blue. Anemones are something I would like to grow more of, and I think this year I am growing more than I've ever grown before, just because honestly I've just been impressed by the stem length in the hoop house. It is so gorgeous, and they last a long time in the vase, so why not? Even though Ranunculus and Anemones are typically a 90-day to bloom crop, that's when you start seeing the first blooms, I always find that the Anemones are pushing out buds sooner. So I only have one more after this tray, and that's my favorite. Let's get it. I wasn't recording. Oh my goodness. So I've planted this many so far, and this is my favorite. It's a stunner. Take a look at her. I'm gonna put her picture right here. It's full star red white, and boy, is she good looking. I'm honestly smitten with this flower. It is, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, take it or leave it, in photos, it's the most beautiful anemone I've seen. And that's saying something. I can't wait to see it with my eyes. So this is my first year growing red white. I have grown most of the other ones in the past. I've grown all of the different full stars except red white. I've grown the regular panda. I've grown the green center whites. I've grown the pinks, the blues, the purples, all of the above. But this red white, she's the new girl in town, and I can't wait to show her around. I have started so many of these red white corms, I think 300 or 400, that I'm going to need 2 trays, I think, to plant them all. Oops, nothing else is getting planted in the hoop house, folks. Nothing. I do have to take you guys inside the hoop house because we have life. We have life in there. And I was just in there watering the other day because it's been, I don't know what it's doing around your parts, but it's been sunny the past 3 days. And on Sunday, actually, Brad and I were able to get out there, and I was able to drag the hose out because it hasn't been watered in there since the fall. Really, more like since the spring in some spot, or some midsummer in some of the spaces, because I only had the heirloom mums in the back of the hoop house. So the front of the hoop house was empty for months, and it didn't get watered. The soil in there is so dry, like so dry. We were tilling in there the other day, and it was a dust bowl. So I dragged the hoses out on Sunday, and I watered everything. Like, I just turned the hose on and just let it soak because the soil is that dry. It just needs some loving. I'm probably going to do that a couple more times before I plant anything out there because it's just so dry that if you put any plant out there, it's going to completely soak everything up, and it's not going to be a good situation. So, well, I am excited about these. I'm almost done. And then we'll head downstairs and take a look at the corms that I planted over the past 2 weeks. There's one tray, and I have quite a few left, so I better start a second tray. Okay, grow room in my basement. Okay, just a quick tour. I've got quite a few of these shelves. These are the only ones that are full right now. Now, these are the ones that I started
well over a week ago, about a week and a half ago. They're sprouting up fantastically, and they are La Belle White Picote. I labeled these. So these are all Ranunculus. And let's see, we've got a few more trays up here. Once they start to sprout, once I start to see the green, I start to turn my lights on, and these are just LED lights that I have hanging on the shelves. These were started a little bit after that. They're just starting to sprout green. Same thing with this tray. These 4 under here, oh look, it's already getting roots. We just did these, let's see, look at that. We just did these, Sunday? And today's what, Tuesday? Holy guacamole. So in 3 days, they have life. Not those ones. Let's see. Not necessarily all of them, but that one particularly did. Okay. Oh, yep, there's life. I see a little sprout right there. Okay, so I will turn these lights on probably tomorrow. I'll turn these lights on. But in general, that's what I do. Look at these babies. They're gonna be so gorgeous. These are gonna be growing down here for a couple more weeks. We've got a cold stretch coming. It's February. It's the beginning of February here. My goal is to have the hoop house planted by March 1st, because that's when my attention goes and turns to the nursery and getting all the hanging baskets and stuff planted. I just want to get everything in the ground by March 1st. That's my goal. It's mostly going to be Ranunculus and those anemones that I just planted. I just want to get them pre-sprouted, and then they'll take care of business out in the hoop house. I do have a few other things that I am going to start for the hoop house, and I'll be starting some of those seeds tomorrow. So I'll be back with more updates on seed starting. It's almost time, guys. I mean, I'm starting a minimal amount of seeds. It's not crazy seed starting time yet, but we're starting to get our fingers in the dirt, and that's got to feel good. All right, guys, thanks for sticking around. We'll see you soon. Hey, Brad. Did you ever hear that saying? Keep your friends close and your anemones closer. Not common around your parts.